Alright, I kind of got bored of my Beastmen build. I played a 2v2, I haven't cast, but this is a new build I took against High Elves, Wood Elves. Actually, I built the build in ladder match as I realized he was taking them. So I just want to see what I could do. I have Morsley to make him come to me. Poison Warhounds just in case he's got Vanguard shenanigans. I was hoping he'd deploy in these woods with a bunch of Wild Riders or something. We just spear the shit out of them right off the bat, but that didn't happen. 2 Harpies, 5 Ungor Spears, 3 Poison Warhounds, 3 Cynagors, Malagor the Thick Boy, and Brave Shaman a Beast. We're going to do the old Manicorn subbing on his Archer line. So, 2 things he hasn't brought is any cavalry or any archers. This is a pretty much a tree hard rush. Right, that's one of the best RORs in the game, in my opinion. Firebark Elders. You got the big boy Orion here. You got a tree man casting all your nice, juicy. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's not a healer. He's got a branch race, I believe, for that somewhere. Yeah, I'm a little hazy on his comp, but anyway, I pull the Cygor up. I start throwing at the War Dancers because they're a pretty prime target, right? I pull the spears out of the woods just to see if he's got anything Vanguard. We're just gonna leave Morsley over here all by himself. So he pulls Orion up. He pretty much shows his hand. As far as his forward force, and little by little, I'm seeing more of this. I'm starting to move my cavalry and stuff into position. I want him to chase in here, and then we're just gonna sweep his back line, right? I'm checking in the back, make sure there's no shenanigans going on back there. He's just gonna roll up and like start throwing spears, which is cool. Like waste your time, waste your ammo. Excuse me. But I figure since he's gonna be up here, I can either zone him out with these spears, or maybe he'll just sit here and fight him. I forget what a monster he is and how terrifying he is. So regular Ungor spears are gonna be almost worthless against him and the treemen. But in the meanwhile, we've been getting good War Dancer damage. And really, that's at this point, that's what I'm concerned about. But I see all these dryads like unsupported or seemingly unsupported, so I'll just charge out to meet them. My spread's not in the greatest, but really he's just going full bore for this Cygor. So I just charge out the woods. I'll get any free value I can. I really want these War Dancers, but we're gonna get this free charge first since they're farther away from the spears. You got little extrictors here. This could be bad news for us. All the while, he's just headlong for this Cygor, so I pull him away. Or if he's going to chase, I'm just going to leave. There's no sense in taking the fight there when I can just pull him deeper into my trap. I run some of this around for slowing, and then I turn some of my Centaurs in. He's really not paying attention. His tree man stops to take some of the charge. Again, separating his threats, keeping his ball out, from balling. And we're just sharking right here for value. We've caught his dryads back here in the woods. The pigs are into him now. I figure we even trade with the pigs, get 3 for 2. Then we isolate these, all in on these guys. They're still chasing the Cygor, not really doing much of anything else. So I bring my Harpies out of the woods, the rest of my Harpies out. I'm still trying to find a way to get on these other War Dancers here. And we're gonna make a play on him right here. He's quick with the Rangers to protect, but I get in the back. Well, I thought I got to the back. I think I just charged straight to the Tricksters. But at this point, Cygor's caught. That's about all she wrote for him. But we've got all of our Spearage in the woods. We've got our Lord in the woods. We've got our Caster in the woods. We've got a lot of our stuff in the woods. And we have gotten 4 units of Dryads off the field for the cost of half a pig unit for the most part. We got 2 sets of War Dancers off the field. Now here's a mistake I make, underestimating the terror in these units. Charge in again and try to get some free value, and this one is pretty good value here because nothing was braced. It was all charging into the Cygor. So we'll pull away again. We're up to what, 9 kills, but we've done some shock damage. Anyway, we just pull out with all the spears. We're just gonna surround this tree, man. He's slow, and and I thought we could dig him down a lot faster than this with all these spears. In fairness, I should not have lobbed this many spears in one place. That just was not the smartest thing I could have done. But I use his net ability to net the Firebark Elders. And I'm just going to rock up with all my speedy stuff, charge in the back on these Dryads, get them off the field or hurt them. Now, at this point, we're 5 minutes into the game, and his only priority really has been to take this guy out the field. And he's taking a shitload of damage to see that that was done. Now, I did not catch this cast, and this is what routed my spears, not the terror. But yeah, you can see he dropped the best. I should have known this Hound's gayness was coming up, and then this, here we go with the bolt. So yeah, it's reasonable. They took a lot of damage, and I always wasn't looking. I was microing elsewhere. But yeah, that breaks a lot of my forces off of this tree, which probably isn't. Taking all the damage was pretty bad, but breaking away from this tree engagement was not the worst thing, because he gets stuck here on a chaos spawn. So I just reel everything away, anything that's not routed, and anything that's trying to rally. We're just going to go back to the woods. We're going to go back to the woods. We're going to take us a little break. And now the Cygor's throwing again. He's throwing into that gigantic blob. And we're getting good value again with the Cygor. So they're going to have to do something to stop the Cygor. They're going to turn back around and go back down the hill at the Cygor. Or they're going to have to take the Cygor shots for the rest of the game. So they decide to turn back around again. Our Chaos Spawn is nibbling them as they go. Manicore Summon's getting on them. I realize, they're going all in. So we turned around, and foolishly I get Morgor too close to this unit, and they die. And it creates a summon spawn, which I did not want. I was actually thinking about which one of these units down here I was going to try to lure away, the Tricksters or the Rangers, once they were low enough to pop them. But yeah, unfortunately I did that. And now I'm sending them full speed down here, down the hill. Same way with the Manticore, trying to get the last couple War Dancers here. And now they're all ball up down here again. So it's a little cat and mouse here for a second. We drop back down. He goes in rage. Drop down on the tree man. Get a little bit of damage. The tree man is just gonna beat the brakes off that Manicore. You can see the Manicore's getting a good tick when he does land. He's just gonna use his Chaos Spawn to wrap these guys up. Beat these two units up really bad. And now we're just thinking about how we're gonna win. We've got a lot of units on the field. We got a healthy Lord, healthy Shaman. We're pretty well near the end of our Winds of Magic, though. We've used both Manicores. We used an Overcast, Flock of Doom, and I think we overcast Wisdom's Wild Form at some point. So we're pretty low, if not out of Magic at this point. But we're just buying time. Getting free value out of the last of our summons. And we're just going to present our pigs, present everything. And he's going to turn and charge back up the hill towards me. He's got very little left, but obviously he's done this to a lot of people. Orion is very strong, and that's why you kind of like don't pay him any attention until the end game. Because there's just no point. All he is a DPS sponge. Because you're going to get him way, way low, and then he's going to buff all his buffs, and then you're not going to be able to kill him. With either way, you either sink a lot right off the bat trying to nuke him down, or you sink a lot in the end, and he might melee you down. But that's what we're trying to do. So we're just going to let him get exhausted. Like, that's really, like, we let him run all that way. Caught him in the middle, fought the middle, didn't chase all that really down the hill. Just let him get exhausted while we rest. Let him waste his time. Think about things maybe that aren't the best. We get this double harpy engagement. Just charge them once to stall them out and pull away. They're going to come back in with both sets, rear and forward, and get them again. There's our second Mana Core summon. Goes straight for the War Dancers, and he's intent on charging us, so we're just going to pull away again while we kill with the Harpies. Now the next play, which I'm microing elsewhere, and my micro is not the best, but would have just been a charge straight in with this ball. Straight into these War Dancers and it had been over with. But I'm trying to intercept these spears and pull all my spear line back, so they get into combat with a free charge. And really that's not the greatest thing. But it is what it is. At least it's not the spear units coming in. So he's got full health Firebark Elders. Really tanky, really dangerous. We'll call that a full health 3-man. 3/3, 80% maybe. And then he's got a full health Orion. And he's just doing damage. He's trying to intercept. I tried to run around the back with these 3 to finish this off. He intercepts and routes one. I managed to get the other 2 unstuck and come over here, but the whole time he's just being a nuisance. I paid less attention to him than I should. You should ignore him DPS wise unless you have a nuke, but you shouldn't ignore those spells. The spells cost me a lot of damage, but it's really just a back and forth here. He comes out the woods, go in the woods, we charge, we intercept, we make a good intercept. He cast another Doom. I cast a Flock of Doom or a Wisdom's Wild for him here. Just route off all of his spears. We really don't have the mass to turn around and chase him. Maybe we could have located a Harpy to chase this shit off, but we just don't. We're focused on this grind. Trying to keep the treemen pinned and away from this fight and just nuke Orion down if we can. So this is pretty much what happens. He routes me off again. He casts, but I seen it coming. I pulled away. We chase off the Firebark Elders for a while. We come back in on Orion. We come back in on the spears. We just kill down his remaining units. We just stay on Orion, and it just doesn't look like he wants to die. Like he's constantly back and forth. Like he gets down so low. No, that's not even low. He gets down to like 400 health and stays there for a long time. Here, see how long he stays. And here comes the Firebark Elders. We run him back with the bacon. Still 100 hit points, and now he's dead. And we won, but we had a lot left on the field, but we really won by the skin of our teeth in that one. Morgor had to get directly involved in this combat to stop this, but his spells were that effective. 13-10. Tree Man, you kind of expect that, right? But yeah, he just put the game on his back and damn near turned it all the way to the bank. This is an excellent game. I enjoyed it a lot. Hope to see you in the next one. Like if you enjoy, tell me what I could have done better, anything like that. Thanks for watching.